coast to coast and all around the world. Sports, politics, and more with John Brown and Nick Durst, live on the UCY.TV network.
It's 8 o'clock on Wednesday night. It's April 5th, 2017, and this is Spam, Sports, Politics, and More. I'm your host, John Brown, and I'm joined as always by my co-host, Nick Durst. Nick, how you doing?
John, I'm doing well. It's time for Sports, Politics, and More, and as Otto said in the chat at 6:15, okay, I'll be back for Spam. I'm going to rest my head a bit. That's right, rest your heads throughout the day, because this is the show you want to hear. There'll be a lot of stuff going through your head during this episode. And if you want to talk to us about any of it, give us a call at 718-717-8296. Or write in the UCY Live chat, or tweet me at Nick_Durst, or tweet John at SI_sports. And we're going to get to the bottom of this whole, we're going to try to get to the whole bottom of this Phil Simms, Tony Romo thing with our special guest, Andrew Hershkowitz, the Hershinator, Hershkovich, as Chris Simms likes to call him, coming up at 8:30 p.m. And we'll also discuss the Jets with him and the Knicks. Later on in the show, we're going to talk about New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio wanting to close Rikers Island. And for those who don't know what Rikers Island is, it's the biggest prison in New York City. And that's where we put all our convicts and stuff. And we could also mention at that point how he wants to give every convict who comes out of jail a job. And that's going to waste $10 million in tax money. We're going to talk about Obamacare being a disaster. And we're going to talk about MLB opening day briefly. Of course, at 8:10, the 10 at 10, the phenomenal one, AJ Pollock, Jason Pollock is back once again this time. We're going to talk a little more wrestling, WrestleMania 33, top 10 moments from that. But John, we got to start off talking a little MLB opening day. And the Mets are 1-0, but tell everybody where they can get their Mets news going forward the rest of the season.
Oh, yeah. So already a bunch of you already listened to our the Mets cast. So I believe it's available online, on Twitter, on iTunes,
Facebook, Spreaker, SoundCloud, or EliteSportsNewYork.com. It's there.
It's everywhere. Anyway, that's like an in-depth breakdown where we talk all Mets all the time. If you're a fantasy baseball guy, you're looking for stats, looking for deep down dive, that's exactly where you need to go. It's sabermetrics, but it's Metzometrics. It's Mets.
That's the name. It's the Mets cast, and that's where you can get all the Mets stuff. We're at 99 listens right now, so we thank you for anybody that's listening, that does listen, that's a listener to this show. And Thanks, Otto says, what's up? What's going on, Otto? Thanks for listening, as always. But yeah, MLB opening day. The Mets won. No surprise there. We won't go too in-depth there because you got to listen to the Mets cast. But, John, you got to be impressed. They were able to score 6 runs, and the offense really didn't even look that good.
Yeah, the guy that you're the biggest critic of, Duda, actually, he had a double off a lefty. Who knew? It was O'Flaherty who's a bum, but at least, hey, double, I'll take it.
Interesting. Yeah, well, Flaherty, he was not with the Mets. And then, of course, you got the Yankees getting rocked. Masahiro Tanaka getting rocked up. And they lose in Tampa Bay. So that was great to see.
Badass CC did get a win yesterday. Good for him. But, yeah, Tanaka sucks. The Yankees suck. Their fans who think they're making the playoffs, they're smoking crack. That's insane. That team has more holes than Swiss cheese. The starting pitching's awful. There are a ton of unproven people in that lineup. The bullpen they sold the farm on. Anyone who thinks they're going to win anywhere more than, say, 85 games is out of their mind.
Yeah, I think that would be high for them, actually. But we will see. And, of course, Daniel Murphy, John, opening day. 2 hits and an RBI. Yeah, I mean, no surprise. The guy's just absolute hitting machine. And it's crazy. It's not going to happen, but if I had to pick one player, if you were like, who has the chance to tie or break the hit streak of 56 games by Joe DiMaggio, I'd pick Daniel Murphy.
Well, he's one of those guys that can rake. He's one of those kind of hitters. Dude, 56 games in a row is tough. One of the things people don't talk about.
It's not going to happen. But, I mean, he's probably going to lead the league in hitting most hits. He does often. 200 hits, lock him in. And we have a developing story here, John, sent to us by Otto. Bangladeshi American student Ziad Ahmed, who was 18 years old and lives in Princeton, New Jersey, got accepted into Stanford University. And in his application essay, he wrote Black Lives Matter 100 times. Did you hear about this?
I did hear about that. That just shows you how insane the left has gotten. That's a story we didn't even talk about. How about that Susan Rice basically admitted to spying on the Trump team? They're trying to downplay it as not a story, but this is bigger than Watergate. These people are going to jail. The amount of quote unquote incidental recordings, that's bullshit. Their Fourth Amendment says you're not allowed to unmask them without a warrant. Oh, to better understand the blah blah blah. Oh, so you can destroy someone's civil rights because it helps you in an investigation. Yeah, that's true, but you need a goddamn warrant for that. So I think that's percolating. It's gonna blow up. You heard it here first.
Yeah, and everyone keeps denying that there was tapping in, but I mean, it seems like there's proof.
Now they're admitting they're tapping in, but they're saying that it was just routine surveillance. It wasn't for political reasons. It was just routine stuff, blah blah blah. So now they went from that's outrageous, there's no way, to going, oh well, there was some routine, blah blah blah. Like, you can't say there was no surveillance. And how the hell did you know about Mike Flynn talking to the ambassador? How would you know that? Exactly. Bullshit.
Right. And, with this kid getting in to write his essay, the question was, what matters to you and why? So he wrote hashtag Black Lives Matter 100 times. Now, he posted how he got in, acceptance letter. Let me read you some of these tweets that were sent to him. At Royal Soda 1 says, so if my son wrote America First 100 times, would my son get in, or does he have to kiss Clinton's ass also? Seahawks Molly writes, does your son have a resume as stellar as this kid's? Zishan Bahati says, shut up, good. Based POTUS says, stop pretending like he's anything other than a minority being propped up. Yeah, so that's the thing here. This guy is a minority. He's not, and they got to fill their quotas, I guess, right?
Listen, good for him that he wanted to do some social justice bullshit, but whoever fucking scored that essay and didn't put a big fucking gigantic red X on it is a disgrace. They let him in for social justice reasons rather than merit. You have to write an essay. Let's see your writing skills. Writing Black Lives Matter over and over again is not an essay. I'm sorry. You could have wrote a really compelling piece about why you think Black Lives Matter.
Right. That would have been great if he wrote an in-depth thing about why he felt that way and like stuff like that. But to just write a whole essay, you wrote the same thing 100 times in a row, a hashtag. I can't understand as to why a college would accept that. Because
you got to realize that, it's not. They're not getting into the MIT engineering program. They're getting into social justice, gender bullshit. That that end of the school. And that is really just social engineering at the highest. That department head is some weirdo hippie who dodged the Vietnam War, has all these crazy beliefs about, oh, the evil white corporations, they're the devil. Meanwhile, they're on their iPhone drinking Starbucks. They're complete hypocrites. But it's this social engineering Marxist nonsense. That's insane. That's like me getting into a conservative college by writing on the essay, abortion is murder, abortion is murder, abortion is murder. And then American University, which is the most conservative university in America, except for
so John, I'm looking more into this kid here, Ahmed, and he actually has a photo with Hillary Clinton, who he helped campaign for. He was part of her committee for the White House convening on amplifying Muslim American narratives in October of 2016.
No, wow, I'm shocked. Oh, because American Muslims, boo fucking who? Oh, Jesus Christ. Like, all I hear about is Islamophobia, blah, blah, blah. And you know what happens? It always turns out the last 15 times in a row that it was a Trump supporter doing all this anti-Semitic stuff. It was a complete false flag. Just like the Jewish cemeteries, vandalizations, or the girl on the train who had her burqa pulled off. All these hate crimes, quote unquote, are all turning out to be hoaxes. Because there's not enough hate crime to go around. They need to make it up to become the perpetual victim. The left is in the Olympics, a race to the bottom to be the number one victim. What I'd love to see, makes me laugh my ass off, is when they have a victimization Olympics where they go after each other. The Women's March was saying how white women are privileged, so only women of color can be in leadership of the Women's March, and they're eating themselves alive. It was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, obviously, folks, John, very worked up over this, and we love your passion that you bring to the show. And a lot of people are agreeing with you in the chat. Lots of comments here, many of them that we probably shouldn't read on the air, but Otto says, hashtag hate crime hoaxes.
Thank you. Hey, I'm gonna, shameless plug. But if you like my shtick, you like my attitude, you like my take on the news, check out afteractionreporting.com. That's afteractionreporting.com. We had our first month last month with over 100,000 unique visitors. Very happy, very excited. It's moving forward. Today's top story is about the Syrian gas attack and how that is most likely a false flag, because John Kerry said 2 years ago that we took all of the chemical weapons away from Assad. So if that's true, how could Assad do that? Somebody's bullshitting me. Somebody's lying.
And there's only two words to describe after action reporting, and that's real news. So check it out. And now we're going to bring in Andrew for the 10 of 10 to talk about some even more real stuff, and that would be WrestleMania. WrestleMania 33 was Sunday. I'm sure if you're on Twitter, no matter where you live, you happen to see some tweets about it. It was extravaganza down at Camping World Stadium, formerly the Citrus Bowl in Florida. New attendance record there, over 70,000. The main event was Undertaker versus Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns, it's his yard now. Undertaker retired, and we welcome in the phenomenal one, the field reporter himself, A.J. Pollock. Andrew, how are you, man?
Hey, everybody. Wow, I mean, WrestleMania was a little bit intense for what I could remember from the ultimate thrill ride. But, I do mean but, this is very important. We have to talk about the top 10 WrestleMania moments. There we go, everybody. It is time for what everyone's favorite segment.
All right, so it's apparently everyone's favorite segment, John. And you would think that the host of this segment would actually want everybody to hear and have his mic working, wouldn't you?
Andrew, fix your mic.
Sorry, everyone. Let's do it again.
You just went the last!
And now it's time for the Spam 10 at 10 with Andrew Pollock.
Yeah, and if your mic cuts out during this, Andrew, you will be on the list. Take it away.
Oh my God! All right. So, obviously, big list. Here are the rules. Here's how we're gonna do everything. 10-1, usual deal. Start off at 10, work our way up to number 1. Nick and John always remember this. Get to respond. Here we go. Quick honorable mention. And it's only an honorable mention because I have to say this. Randy Orton became a 13-time champion by defeating Bray Wyatt.
All right. So obviously Andrew does not listen to us, John, and he does not like. Yeah, perfect. Because Andrew over there doesn't like to talk into the mic, and nobody can hear him, and he's ruining the show, don't you think?
Andrew, it's live radio. You got to get with it.
You almost made me choke on my water. I'm going to speak into the mic tonight for the rest of the show. I promise. I will.
That's a great idea. Now let's go. Number 10. Everyone is impatiently waiting.
All right.
Oh, my God.
Number 10. Brock Lesnar defeating Goldberg to become the new Universal Champion.
Great match. I would say probably the match of the night. Should have main evented. Just 6 minutes of like hardcore action. The guys were hitting each other, killing each other. There was nothing slow to the match at all. Definitely 2 big names, and I enjoyed the match.
Hey, listen, I mean, overall, I feel that Goldberg, his number was coming to him, okay? 2 encounters on pay-per-views. Goldberg had the number, but Brock was eventually due to defeat Goldberg somehow, some way. He got the job done. No question. And that's why Brock is number 10 on the list.
I was very impressed that Goldberg was able to take a trip to Suplex City and 10 times, because I didn't think Goldberg was going to be able to handle all those suplexes, but he did.
Yeah, and Goldberg did his best to stay in it, but Brock Lesnar was just too much on Sunday.
Great match, very entertaining.
That's why Brock's our champion.
Very entertaining match. Number 9.
Number 9.
I mean, John, Andrew's got to be the only person that can make himself laugh when he says a number.
Oh, it's he's got the Jimmy Fallon disease, always giggling at his own jokes.
Yeah.
All right. Number 9. Stephanie McMahon. Oh, boy. So here's what happened. Seth Rollins was taking on Triple H, and at the end of the match, Triple H accidentally pushed Stephanie into a table.
Yes, so he almost pushed her in, then he didn't, and then Seth kind of pushed Triple H into Stephanie, and then she went through the table, and Stephanie's always getting involved in these WrestleManias. Last year, remember, she got speared by Roman Reigns.
Wait, say that again?
Last year, Stephanie got speared by Roman Reigns. Do you remember that, Andrew?
I think I remember that now. Didn't that happen outside of the ring?
It happened, I think, in the ring, but it could have been outside the ring. So she's always getting involved, and that led to her not being a Raw.
This is the second straight year where Stephanie McMahon gets involved in Triple H's match. Poor Stephanie.
Unfortunately, now we're stuck with Kurt Angle as GM, but I think Teddy Long should have been the GM.
Speaking of a quick honorable thing, I have a loser of the week coming up. I was debating Stephanie McMahon or Kendall Jenner, but you'll find out who it is later.
Ooh,
all right.
I'm sure John has a lot to say about that Kendall Jenner Pepsi commercial.
We're going to talk about that later when I do a quick loser of the week. Okay.
All right, so there you have it, folks. Andrew has a new segment, apparently, on the show. After the 10 of 10, he's going to give the loser of the week. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, just honorable mention real quick. Stephanie McMahon got some big-ass titties. All right, continue.
Oh, man. You had to bring that up. Okay. Number 8. Another good match. Kevin Owens. Wow. Becoming the new Universal Champion.
Wrong. He is not the Universal Champion.
Not United States Champion, sorry.
Play it. Play your little noise there, because you screwed up.
Oh, no. Here we go again.
I think you just made the list, Andrew. This is unacceptable. What kind... I don't know. Joe, you know what's going on? Ever since you two stopped meeting up for your weekly lunch meetings, Andrew's quality of journalism has just gone down the drain.
Hey, listen, this needs production meetings.
Andrew, you gotta attend the production meetings, man, because these mess ups are
We're
unacceptable.
supposed to get to New Jersey every week.
You gotta do it over Skype or something. You have to. You gotta do something, man.
Skype production. Dun, 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 dun.
You could go out to the store. I'm sure John will let you try out a crib or something. I mean, just get out there.
Yeah,
All
Piscataway, the lovely Piscataway.
And in case anyone's wondering, John is hiring. So.
Oh yeah, I'm hiring a social media specialist.
Really?
I am.
All right. Number 7, Bailey defending her Raw Women's Championship. Even though I picked Charlotte to win.
Yeah, Bailey should have lost, Andrew, and I don't know why she won. Either Nia Jax should have won because she's not like most girls. Sasha Banks should have won because she's the boss, or Charlotte should have won because she does it with flair. She's genetically superior and she's the greatest of all time. Who did you think should have won?
Honestly, I'll say it again. Should have been Charlotte.
There you go. Now, which one of their entrances did you like best?
I have to really debate on which one because I'm really indecisive about it.
So Charlotte was dressed like a peacock. Did you see that?
She was. That surprised me.
And she had the fireworks. Sasha's was cool. Bailey's like wacky, weavable, inflatable arm people didn't even go off. And Nia Jax didn't even do anything really. So, I mean, whatever. But Sasha had the car, so that was pretty cool. All right, next up.
Oh my God!
All right. Number 6. Quickly, a couple things. I have 2 entries from the pre-show on this list. So here's one of them. It was an amazing match between Neville and Austin Aries for the Cruiserweight Championship. Even though a lot of people on social media were debating, but during the pre-show, that should have been on the main one.
So you're talking about the Cruiserweight title match.
Yes.
Definitely a good outcome. Neville deserved to win. He's the king of the Cruiserweights and he's the champ. The next pre-show one that you're going to mention is it's got to be the battle royal, no?
That's later on the list. That's
so
at top 3.
Dean Ambrose then.
Dean Ambrose is not on the list.
So you just said you got 2 things from the pre-show.
No. Come on. You know who was on the cover of Madden NFL 17.
Yeah, but that's part of the battle royal, and you just said that's later on in the show.
That was the pre-show.
That's yeah. You just said that's the pre. I just said your next on your list has to be the pre-show, and you said no. That's late. That's next on your list has to be the battle royal. You said no. That's later on the list. Tell us what the next one is on the list.
All right.
Jeez. I mean, John, this guy needs production meetings. This is crazy.
What is wrong with you?
Yeah, what is
That's what Michael Savage would be saying about me right now.
That's it, Andrew. You gotta start going to Staten Island, meeting Nick, and doing production meetings.
That's stupid.
That's what you should be saying to me. All right, number 5, Naomi defending the SmackDown Women's Championship.
Yeah, Naomi, she was great. You could feel the glow. I don't know what this has to do with the Madden cover guy with Madden 17, but Naomi felt the glow in her hometown. It was a spectacular win for her. What?
She became the new champion, the new SmackDown Women's Champion.
We know. That's what you just said. I'm talking about it here. Oh my gosh, this is Andrew. What the hell is going on with you, man? Are you that stupid? Jeez.
Are you that stupid?
So Naomi, new champ. It would have been nice to maybe see Carmella win, Natalia. James Ellsworth was pretty funny. And I just wish Eva Marie was in this match, but it looks like she's not going to be back with the company. So, next list, Andrew.
Number 4. This was totally unexpected. Completely unexpected.
Oh my God!
Number 4. The Hardy Brothers. Yes! I am talking about Matt and Jeff. The New Day came out and announced that they were coming to Monday Night Raw. And afterwards, they were involved in the tag team ladder match.
Wrong. The New Day did not announce that they were going to be a part of Monday Night Raw. They just said it's going to be a 4-way ladder match, and everyone said, who could the last tag team be? And it happened to be the Hardy Boys. They deleted their competition and left them all obsolete. I think Enzo and Cash should have won that match. How you doing? Real else guys in the room. And then you could have had the Hardys go to SmackDown because the SmackDown tag division is awful, and they're never even on SmackDown.
Well, listen, nobody gives a shit right now about the SmackDown tag teams because you know why?
Not on TV.
No one cares. No one cares right now.
That's why you should have put the Hardys there. But I don't know what's going. We'll see what the brand shakeup next week. Next up on the list.
Yeah, before I mention number 3, I'm praying the Hardys end up on SmackDown because that would be the right direction for the tag team division. Number 3.
The New Day might go to SmackDown now, so they could carry the tag division.
I could see that happening.
Or Enzo and Cass could go to SmackDown.
No, I think New Day's better off on SmackDown.
Well, we'll see. Either way, one of them's got to be the champs on SmackDown.
Okay, number 3. And this is Nick's favorite player from the Patriots, Rob Gronkowski, helping Mojo Riley win the Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
Oh my God!
I mean, I just can't believe Andrew's mess ups. His name is Mojo Rawley, not Riley. He's not Alex Riley's brother. But yes, he helped Mojo Rawley win. John, did you see this on Twitter at all? Gronkowski coming in the ring and tackling the crap out of Jinder Mahal.
No.
Oh my God!
Oh, but I did see Gronkowski tackle Tom Brady or
Tom Brady. Yes, it's funny. So basically, Gronkowski got water thrown at him by this wrestler, and he came in the ring and tackled him. It was really cool. And Gronkowski, I'm not going to say he's my favorite Patriot. I'm going to say he's my favorite player in the NFL. I mean, there's just nothing not to love about this guy. Right, John? I think he's one of the most, lovable guys in the NFL.
Hello, John.
All right, so obviously John is in intergalactic mess-up space here on Skype.
No, my bad. I was watching the Met game and not paying attention.
All right, so
Oh, no.
John, I was just saying that Gronkowski is one of the most likable players in the whole NFL.
Yeah, he's likable. He's like a big dumb retard, but he'd be kind of cool to have a beer with. I think he's like a normal dude. I like him.
All right, how cool would it be to go to a bar with Gronkowski and Rex Ryan?
And here's the thing. Here's the thing with Rob Gronkowski. If you are an average Joe and you're trying to party with him,
Access denied.
Okay, Andrew, maybe you should try partying with Gronkowski.
listen, I would be up for that. I want that.
Let's see what we can do, John. We'll reach out to the Patriots PR team.
All right, Gronkowski, let's do a Make-A-Wish thing. We're all dying sometime.
Not Patriots, but outside of football, he's an amazing human being.
John, couldn't you see, ESPN does the Make-A-Wish week? They have Andrew go to party with Gronk.
And then Andrew gets a hooker pregnant because it's fucking Gronk, and Gronk's a fucking degenerate.
Oh, no. Please.
Gronk is a fucking degenerate, man.
Is go to the strip club, probably see all these hoes in there.
Yeah. So over under if Gronk has herpes. I'm going he has it. Type 2.
We'll discuss that another time. All right, the top 2 on the list here, Andrew.
Just a quick thing. The over-under for me getting a urinary tract infection is over. Just saying. Oh,
Wait. Rewind here. What did Andrew say?
He said the over-under for him to get a urinary tract infection hanging out with Gronk is over.
Because all the alcohol will make me drink.
All right, Andrew. Let's keep it going.
Yikes!
This is for number 2 because it made me puke. John Cena proposing to Nikki Bella. I wanted to throw up when that part happened. It's bad enough that the Miz lost. It became more underrated. Now, because I agree with what Miz said last night on SmackDown, it was a marketing gimmick. I completely agree with him. And you know what this means?
All right, so obviously, I think it was nonsense. They were engaged for a while now. or they just did it to make a big spectacle in the media. Because I heard about this happening weeks ago, so it was no surprise to me. I thought it was pretty dumb. I would have liked to see the Miz and Maurice win, but Nikki Bella never loses. All right, number one, Andrew.
Before we go to number one, I am sending a serious message to whoever's doing this shakeup. Okay, for the Miz's career, please keep him on SmackDown. It will rot on Monday Night Raw. You have to let him stay on SmackDown.
We shall see. Now, before you give your number one, which I think you're going to give, I'm surprised you didn't include Enzo and Cass coming out and doing their whole shtick and having over 30,000 people spell out soft. That was really cool.
You know what? Let's make that an honorable mention. Good idea.
At this moment, Jay Bruce goes deep for the New York Mets, and they're leading 1-0 in the bottom of the fifth. A solo shot. Yeah, so honorable mention for you. That's probably like number one for me. But it's got to be up there. Now, number one.
You guys are right about the Yankees. Last I saw before I came on, they were losing.
Number one, we all know what. We don't care about the Yankees here. Number one, we know what it's going to be. Tell everybody.
This is going to annoy a lot of people, but the reason why I'm making this number one was because something amazing happened after the match. So, Roman Reigns defeats The Undertaker. And then afterwards, The Undertaker does something magical. He takes off his gear, and it was a sign that we all knew it was the end for the dead man, known as.
So The Undertaker retired. It was an absolutely terrible match. It shouldn't have main evented, but obviously The Undertaker's old now. He needs hip surgery, and obviously we're playing that soundbite because Andrew's microphone is terrible. But there you had it, Andrew. It was the 10 of 10, the top 10 moments from WrestleMania, and give us your loser of the week.
Testing the spam 10 at 10. Don't forget to tune in every Wednesday at 8:10 Eastern, 5:10 Pacific.
All right, Andrew, loser of the week. Okay.
All right. Now, it's time for Idiot of the Week.
Who is it? We're waiting to know.
Wait, hang on.
Nope. Tell us now. We gotta get you out of here. This is
it's
not
Ken
a show.
Jenner.
Who is it?
Kendall Jenner, everybody.
All right. Let's. Thanks, Andrew. No clue what you're saying, John. Let's get off the phone lines. So there you have it, Andrew, with his stupid segment there, saying loser of the week, and he didn't even say who it was. John.
Kylie Jenner, I believe. Anyway.
Whatever. John is. I mean, he was just absolutely horrendous tonight, Andrew. All his mistakes. Couldn't even hear the guy. I think he needs his own show on UCY, though. What do you think?
Yeah, the Andrew Randomous Hour, the Random Hour.
Yeah, I'll talk about video games, and I guess that's it.
I'm trying to add your boy, other Andrew, on. I don't know if he's online or not, though.
He should be. He gets it towards his phone. So, should be Andrew Hershkowitz or whatever. And here he is now. Hirsch, what's going on, man?
Nothing, man. Just enjoying baseball season. As a Jets and Knicks fan, it's nice to have something to distract from the nihilistic attitude that I'm starting to gain as I continue to follow these two teams.
So as you can hear, this guy's very depressed and upset Knicks and Jets fan, and you really can't blame him because both teams are atrocious. The Knicks are just a disgrace. But you did watch WrestleMania. Any thoughts?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I did watch a lot of WrestleMania. I thought it was really cool that they, while the Rock or Steve Austin, they didn't show up, they still had that nostalgic aspect of it with the Hardys coming back. So I'm more of an old school wrestling fan. I don't watch it much anymore, but I grew up watching it. So yeah, definitely I'm obviously this isn't a take they probably haven't heard before, but the Hardys is probably the best thing for me.
I was really surprised The Rock wasn't there though, and I was disappointed because it's in Florida. He's from Florida, and he's been in the last like 6 WrestleManias. So
Yeah, and he has a movie to promote.
I know. It just doesn't make any sense. But we got really important stuff to talk to you about here. Obviously, we know Andrew. He knows his football, his advanced metrics. He's a Knicks fan. But John, you had a really important question to ask him, didn't you?
Yeah. So now that we know that you're good buddies with Chris Sims, so we were wondering if now that his old man can't pay for his checks anymore, if he started ordering like the dollar menu for lunch rather than the good place. Has his lunch order changed now that his dad got beat out for the starting spot by Tony Homo?
Oh man, I mean, I don't know if Phil's lunch order has changed, but I don't think it'll have effect on Chris's a daily Chipotle.
Who the hell
I think
Chris lunch nowadays? It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I know, and the fact that like it's still a little crappy outside, it's raining. Yeah, I mean he leads a tough life. That one over there.
So they're severely understaffed over there. His place is funny.
He definitely can't
Like,
afford
for real. Like when I'm applying to these positions right now for Bleacher Report, my first bullet point is never messed up Chris Simpson's lunch order.
Yeah, this guy's I would have to say Andrew Hershkowitz is an all-pro at ordering meals at Chipotle for others.
Dude, I look forward to it every Sunday.
If I was reading your resume, I'd go, well, Chris Sims is probably drunk, doesn't even know what he's ordering.
Yeah.
That would not even be surprising at all. That was true. But Andrew, like, any insight in this? I can't believe that CBS would just take basically an average quarterback for his career and stick him in there without any experience as the number one analyst.
An average. Okay, there are a lot of things wrong with that. I don't find anything that a big media corporation like CBS does to be surprising. So that's that's one. The only thing they care about is a name, and if it's a name, they think people will watch, and maybe to a certain extent they're right. And first of all, who watches the game for the announcer?
Well, you're the one that just said, "Oh, people will tune in for the announcer." The guy.
No. I'm saying my point is I'm not saying people tune in to the announcer. But they go, oh, that's a name I recognize. I guess he knows what he's talking about.
I have no problem with the guy getting a job as an analyst. I don't understand how you could justify him automatically being the number one guy on the big games. And John, this is big news. For the first time in his career, Tony Romo will be in the Super Bowl this year because he'll be broadcasting the game.
No, I already predict that he's going to fall getting to the studio, be on the DL, and someone else will have to do the game.
Yeah, they already told Phil Simms, be prepared, you're doing the playoff games because Tony Romo usually chokes around that time.
So Andrew.
Wow. You guys are like killing him, really original. I read how long it took you. I know Durst's a Giant fan. I'm not sure where John's allegiances lie.
Listen, John is the big Giants fan. We did our weekly picks. He picked the Giants for 17 straight times to win.
I was right 11 times. Fuck you. Anyway, if we look at you kind of laughed at us when we said Tony Romo was an average quarterback. Look at his numbers. He got 3,400 career yards, 248.
He does not have 3,400 career yards.
Yeah, he's a bum.
3,400 career yards.
34,000.
Excuse me, 34,000. Yeah.
Okay. I was very.
248 touchdowns, 117 interceptions. With no.
That's not a bum. That's not an average quarterback. As a Jets fan, I can tell you right now, like that, I would have killed to have Tony Romo be my quarterback, and you could probably say that for a good 24, 25 out of the 32 NFL teams over the past decade.
He's never won anything.
John,
so now you're really making an original. You're really making an original. You're really making an original argument here. You're really making an original argument here. He's never won anything, as if yes, I understand a quarterback has influence on if the team wins or not. And yes, he's had moments where he's thrown interceptions in big moments. But if you actually look at the numbers and the clutch statistics, he's actually has the most fourth quarter comebacks of anyone in his generation, or at least in the past, I believe 5 to 6. So anybody could use numbers. To call him average, honestly, is complete bullshit, and it's partisan, and it's not. It's not. He's not average. That's ridiculous.
Okay, what year did he have this MVP above average awesome. What year
Hey,
was?
wait, MVP or above average? Because now you're changing the argument on me.
Well, I'm looking
Listen,
at this
if you
right
want
now.
if you want to be consistent, like listen, I'm not. Am I saying Tony Romo? I'm not even sure if he's a Hall of Famer. I'm not even sure if he's a Hall of Famer. I don't think he might not even be a Hall of Famer. But to call him average is intellectually dishonest.
Andrew, what would you consider Alex Smith quarterback wise?
Alex Smith is the definition of average.
He's got better numbers than Tony Romo.
That's fine. Numbers. We're looking at numbers. Listen, Alex Smith cannot throw the ball. The reason why no one ever picks the Chiefs anytime with Alex Smith is because the defense knows there's no threat with Alex Smith. They know what he's gonna do. There's no upside there. He doesn't make the people around him better. You need skill positions around him in order to make him better. Romo, as you could say, yes, he's usually had one great weapon, whether it be Terrell Owens or Des Bryant, and then like a security blanket and Jason Witten. But it's not like he's surrounded by great skill positions every single year of his career. Like
security blanket. Jason Witten's probably is a first ballot Hall of Famer. I'll give you a great argument.
Oh wait, but I'm confused because like who's throwing him his passes his entire career? Because it's an average quarterback, right?
Well, you could be a Hall of Famer with an average quarterback.
Absolutely.
Just Calvin Johnson.
100%. Durst, I know that we have these conversations, and a lot of times, like you think you don't play it up, but to me, if you really think Tony Romo was an average NFL quarterback, I think you're absolutely crazy.
Andrew, great example. Do you think Jake Cutler's a above average quarterback?
No, I don't. I think he's an above average.
Look at their career numbers comparatively.
You keep bringing up numbers conversations, and then you're the one who's coming up with me. Oh, he's never won anything. Numbers are a good thing.
All right, so Andrew,
this coming from a numbers guy.
Is it wins or numbers? What do you look at for a quarterback?
It's over encompassing. It's both. It's not wins. I would say are less than numbers. It's also the numbers in context. It's about in context of what these numbers are. Like, of where he ranked. I'm not in front of a computer right now, and I don't have Tony Romo's career ranked every season of when he played. But it wouldn't shock me how many times that people in his generation he was in the top 10 in either touchdowns or passer rating or the passing yards, objective numbers that people look at every year of his career, especially in his prime, if he was in the top 10. And the fact that you're saying he's an average quarterback makes no sense considering that the best way to judge a quarterback is to judge him off his peers when he was playing. And there's literally no I hate saying this because I hate talking about sports this way because it's such a like sports in general are a joke and they shouldn't be like argued as if we're talking about the end of the world. But like I don't know what it is about Tony Romo that makes him so polarizing and that why people have these discussions about him.
Because he was on the Cowboys.
He's not an average NFL quarterback. If he's an average NFL quarterback, then there are only 8 above average NFL quarterbacks in the NFL.
You're saying there's only 8 quarterbacks better than Tony Romo?
I would have to go through it.
You had your rankings, the 32 man. Where would he have ranked last season if he was playing?
Wait, who? Romo? If he was playing last year?
Yeah.
I don't know. My question to you would be: do you think Romo would have been able to do what Dak Prescott did last year?
No way, because he would have been hurt even if he played in the regular season. That's why I can't say he's above average because he's never healthy.
Wait, I thought okay, so we're having 2 separate arguments now. You just asked me if he's healthy and he's playing.
Right.
My question is to you, if he's healthy on the field.
He can't be at all. You can't say that he's an above average when he's barely on the field this career.
So that's why we're changing this whole conversation again. Like, you just asked me if he was healthy and playing in the games, what do you think he would do? And my question to you is, do you think, just as a starting point, do you think he would be able to? Do you think Dallas would have been better or worse? And I could see you could make an argument that they could be worse because Dak takes care of the ball better than Romo. I would argue that. But I would also argue Romo takes more chances and maybe
didn't Dak go like his first, I don't know, some crazy amount of pass attempts without throwing a pick?
Oh yeah, he did. I'm not taking away from what Dak did, but I also you also have to remember when Romo a couple years ago, 2014, on a very similar team with that offensive line with Dez with a good running game, not the running game they had last year. They made the playoffs. They were one of the best teams in the league, and they got jobbed in the playoffs by that BS Des Bryant catch rule, and the Cowboys were a legitimate favorite to win the Super Bowl. But everybody forgets that, and then Romo gets hurt, and that's what happens. It's about the surrounding talent, which is why when you come with me, how many wins does he have? It's a stupid argument, and it's not something that should be taken into account as much as it is. It's a stupid rings argument. So like
fine.
what, Eli Manning is one of the 6 best quarterbacks ever. So he has 2 Super Bowl rings.
How about touchdowns? How about yards? Because Jay Cutler, who you said is not above average, has very, very similar numbers. He has 10 less touchdowns.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Jay Cutler is a completely separate issue.
You know what I'm saying?
Everybody, you could always pick quarterbacks. You could always pick guys based on numbers and compare them and say, this guy's like this. That's why we watch the games. And if you talk to scouts who are actually in the NFL, who are in the coaching, there's a reason people were going after Romo, and Jay Cutler is still on the street, because they know that there's a reason. And if it was just numbers, anybody could be an NFL GM. Anyone could be. Listen, and that's why we're having this conversation. These guys threw this touchdown. So that's what we're making our decisions on.
Right, John,
it's a third-grade argument.
Tonight. But Andrew, I think Jay Cutler might go to the Texans this year, leading to the playoffs.
I'd be surprised if the Texans go after him, honestly.
Why? I like Tom Savage as much as you, but they need to.
I don't even know how much I like Tom Savage. So
you're a big fan of Tom Savage.
I'm a big fan of Tom Savage.
We'll talk. The bottom line is he's a polarizing figure for some reason, but I don't know if he's going to be a good broadcaster. I don't know if he's going to be better than Phil Simms.
You know what he's good at? If you saw that video, he's really good at hide and seek. If you watch his fucking wedding video.
I never saw that. But Andrew, let's talk about your Jets real quick. What are they doing? I guess Aaron McCown's going to be the week until he gets hurt in the third quarter.
Yeah, it's actually funny. I texted my Jets fan friend today. It's his birthday. I go to him, happy birthday, bro. From me, Donald Trump, Josh McCown, and the rest of America's great people.
Josh McCown,
for real,
got to be. I can't believe this. You want to talk about average quarterbacks? This guy is below average. And him and Brian Hoyer get passed around the league as starters every freaking year. I don't know what these GMs are thinking.
Well, that's the point. These guys I would consider you say they're below average.
Yeah,
I would say a guy like Hoyer. Hoyer is an average quarterback who's not going to elevate, and you're not going to get past the first round with them. Like maybe you'll go 10-6 based off your defense and the skill position guys like Ryan Fitzpatrick did with the Jets a couple of years ago. But at the end of the day, you're not going anywhere. So let's go back to the Jets for a minute.
Do you remember Brian Hoyer in the playoffs last year? Ugh.
Yeah, he was brutal. Yo, dude, he sucks. I'm not saying but I think sucks and average are closer than you think. Like there are a lot of quarterbacks. There's a reason.
Maybe like the bottom 10.
I agree with you. But there's also a reason that Brian Hoyer was signed on the first day of free agency by Kyle Shanahan, who knows a thing or two about quarterbacks.
Because John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan are insane. That's fine.
No, or there's, first of all, we already established that there's not a lot of quarterback talent out there, right?
And Kyle Shanahan believes that he could want Cutler, but I don't know.
Quarterback talent. I completely disagree.
I can tell you right now why they wouldn't want Cutler. They wouldn't want Cutler. They wouldn't want Cutler because.
Tell us some other time because we got to talk about the Knicks.
I need to talk about the Jets. Okay.
The Knicks here. John and we were hoping they'd lose every game. John picked them to lose every game the rest of the season. Now they're winning games. Please tell me that Derrick Rose is not going to be a Knick next season.
Well, I've been hoping for that the entire season. And I do believe that he's not going to be a Knick. But I think the more interesting conversation is Rose going to realize what he is? You know, if Rose realized that his best role is a sixth-man off the bench instant offense to come in and change the game for about 20 minutes a night, he'd have a role on a winning team. But he shouldn't be the guy with the ball in his hand.
He wants max money.
Yeah, so that answers my question. He doesn't realize who he is. But I think the market is going to tell him who he is. But again, the Knicks could always come out and surprise us and do something stupid, or you could look at it a different way, not surprise us.
Me and John,
do what they do.
John, I'll speak to this. we've been wanting Rose gone since the day they traded for him. We knew this was going to turn out terribly, and it has.
Yeah, this is an all-star team from 2011. That's the real fucking problem. Rose is not even a shell of his former self. He's like an imposter in the guy's jersey. He's done, man, and it's sad because it's knees, and when knees go, guys go, man. The NBA, if you lose just a little bit, that's it, done.
All right,
so
Andrew.
I actually no. So the problem is, to me, I'd say Rose looks better than he has over the past 2 years. With his explosiveness, finishing at the basket. It's not that. It's his yes. No, he's played more games, but if you look at his finishing at the rim numbers and just his explosiveness, it's there. But it's not the problem. The problem is his style of play and the fact that he doesn't look for a wide open Porzingis at the top of the key, and whenever time he drives to the hoop, he has his head down. He doesn't make the team better.
He makes the team so much worse. I think we could all agree.
Yes, I agree with you. But he would make the team better. He would.
Going towards the draft, there's one guy who can make the team better as a point guard, and he could probably play really well in the triangle. And he's 6'5", 18 years old, from Belgium, and it's Frank the Tank, Nick Ticolina.
Yeah.
I definitely pronounced his last name wrong. John has no idea who he is. But Andrew, if there's one thing Phil and the Knicks do well, it's getting the right international players. Do you think this is who the guys the Knicks should go after?
So it depends. It depends on a couple of things. So I believe you pronounce him Frank Nicolina, and he's a type of point guard that is a defensive first, shut down defensive style point guard, long arms, quick feet, but he could also shoot. The thing is that he's not the type of point guard who has the ball in his hands and sets people up. You want somebody else who, whether it be a wing, it depends. Like a guy like LeBron, let's say obviously a guy like LeBron James isn't actually a point guard.
But that's why it's perfect for the triangle, because in the triangle, the point guard doesn't have the ball.
You're right, 100%. But again, then to go back to this argument, I don't think the triangle should be the focus of the Knicks offense. But if that's the way it is,
face the facts, it's going to be.
Right. So if that's what it's going to be, then yes, he's a good fit. But right now it looks like the Knicks are going to get like the 6th pick in the draft, which means that they're not going to have a shot at Fultz, Ball, Josh Jackson, and then you get into like the Malik Monks, De'Aaron Foxes, and I like Fox a lot just because his only weakness right now is shooting, which is a huge weakness, but his form suggests that it's gonna come, and he actually shot better towards the end of the year. So he is really the guy I would like. I would not be mad with Nicolina at all. I'd just be concerned about the offensive side of the game. Who's going to set up Porzingis? Who's going to make Porzingis better?
I would like to avoid any Calipari point guard like the plague. I mean, it just doesn't pan out. How did you do your bracket, Andrew?
How did my bracket go? I mean, it was all right. I mean, I was in the middle of the pack. I mean, I had North Carolina in the title game.
So our bracket came down to me and John. He had the title game perfect. Gonzaga, UNC. I had UNC. And then if UNC won, I would win. If Gonzaga won, John would win. I came away victorious, and somehow John dropped down to like 4th place. I don't get the point system, but so that was really interesting. I always do my best to pick against these teams I hate, like Kentucky. It usually works. Now shifting gears here before we let you go, because we know you're very political. What do you think of New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio just saying we need to close Rikers Island? What is your thoughts on that?
That's I actually didn't hear about that, so maybe I'm not as political as you think. That he wants to close Rikers Island. And then what does he want to do with the inmates at Rikers Island?
That's the problem. He doesn't have a plan. He just says Rikers Island is inhumane, right, John?
Yeah, Warren Wilhelm, that dickhead that he is, he's really this is political theater. He's not closing Rikers Island because it'd be like Escape from New York. What is he going to do with the thousands of inmates who live there?
Well, here's the thing, John and Andrew. I don't know if you heard this. De Blasio is implementing a new plan that every convict who comes out of prison is automatically going to be employed, and that's going to only cost $10 million of New Yorkers' tax money. That money could be going to the MTA to stop them raising fares. How do you feel about that as someone who frequently takes the subway?
Listen, I'm not a big fan of Bill de Blasio. I could put it that way.
There we go. So there you have it. Andrew, anybody that's not a big fan of Bill de Blasio is always welcome on this show. Isn't that right, John?
Yeah, this is the anti-Bill Blasio fucking, like the no girls club for fucking He-Man, Women Haters Club. This is fucking He-Man, Bill de Blasio hating club. I fucking hate that.
Well, Andrew, I gotta say, it's been amazing to have you on this show. And you and John, really, we're going at it hard. We gotta get you back on really soon to talk some more quarterbacks and stuff. And
I gotta say, I appreciate it. I appreciate because I appreciate John especially because I rarely, if ever, get that. I don't even know if you want to say emotional, but like into it in terms of sports anymore. So thank you.
Hey, that's the point, man. It's good radio. I'm like, you gotta piss people off sometimes.
All right, there you have it. Andrew Hershkowitz, the Hirsch. You can also eventually catch him on EliteSportsNewYork.com as well. Thanks, Andrew.
All right, Andrew. Thanks.
Right. Later, guys. Bye.
All right, so John, there you have it. We had Andrew, 2 crazy Andrews on the show tonight.
I know, man. We got crazy Andrews after crazy Andrews.
Both it out of their minds. Let's end on this. I wanted to talk about Obamacare real quick. It's ridiculous how Obamacare is still in effect right now. The House needs to come together and do something because the American people are getting absolutely screwed. The Affordable Health Care Act is not affordable. Insurance is too much money, and the companies don't want to even lower the prices that much. And then they decide, all right, we're going to only charge you $400 a month, but your out-of-pocket's going to be $2,000. And so then therefore until you hit $2,000, you're basically paying them each month, and you're paying for your own. And then you got Cobra, which is a ridiculous joke as well, which is $560 a month. And then they make you pay for months when you didn't even have the service because they took forever to give it to you. What are your thoughts?
So for me, the same thing happened to me. So I got laid off. There's a break in my insurance. I got a new job, but my new job insurance can't start for 90 days. Bullshit. I'm on a family plan because I have a wife and kids. And, the amount of money I had to put out of pocket is fucking nonsense, man. There's only 2 companies competing in New Jersey. So I wonder what they're going to do with the prices. And so basically what happened was after the Cobra shit expired, which I fucking dropped like $8,000 on, before my new stuff kicked in, because, I was out of work for a little bit too before the new job started. So once the new job starts, plus 90 days on that, I had to buy it, right? But I can't buy Obamacare because I made too much money last year. So guys like me are just in a fucking shit position, man. I'm going to end up this year dropping somewhere close to $20,000 on health insurance. That's fucking nuts.
Disgraceful.
And it's not like I have anyone who's sick. No one has cancer. There's no big. There's nothing going on. It's just regular maintenance.
Yeah, and let's just say you couldn't find a job, or somebody can't find a job, and then they can't afford Cobra or Obamacare or whatever. So what's going to happen? They give you they tax the shit out of you for not having it. But you can't force somebody to have health insurance. It doesn't make any sense. Make them pay. And what if you couldn't pay? Do you go to jail? I'm curious because I'm sure people haven't been able to pay.
Literally nothing happens. That's what happens. So what they do is that's why they look at, when you go to their exchange, Obamacare bullshit, they look at your W-2 from the year prior. So if you make less than like $50,000 as a household or some bullshit, they'll just give it to you, or they'll give it to you at a real subsidized rate. Listen, the government sucks at spending money. They're fucking terrible. They suck at running everything. Why would you want them running your healthcare? That's like letting the DMV run another part of your life. Why would you want that? Government employees are useless. You can't fire them. They don't get promoted by anything other than time, seniority. It's like prison, reverse prison. So why would you want these people being in charge of healthcare? It's insane. They need to break down all the barriers, make it a completely open market. Don't force anyone to buy it. You don't want to have healthcare? Good. Fuck, don't have it. Who cares?
Yep, absolutely disgraceful. But hey, I hope you all enjoyed the show tonight. Spam, Sports Politics, and More, episode 32, in honor of Mike Johnson.